If you are thinking about becoming a real estate agent, then this is the video for you. I'm going to be discussing how to pass the real estate exam. I will cover 4 steps or issues to help you prepare for your real estate exam. And if you conquer these issues, then you will pass your real estate exam and ultimately get your real estate license and become a real estate agent. Welcome to Clueless Realtor, where we help realtors succeed. If this is your first time visiting our channel, then give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified of our upcoming weekly videos. Please do me this big favor because it really helps the channel out and it helps the channel continue to grow. There are a few misconceptions that I want to discuss first. One of the misconceptions is that you have to be the best student in order to pass the exam. Friends, that is not true at all. No client is going to really care about if you were the best student or not. They are not really concerned about if you receive a high passing score. As a matter of fact, I don't even think that you are given a true write-out score. I think the computer just gives you a pass or fail rating. Another misconception is that you have to read every single word in the exam book from cover to cover. That also is not true at all. Reading every word will help and it definitely won't hurt, but it is not the best use of your time. You could be using your time to practice more effective strategies. Skim over sections that are not so important. Read every word in the important sections, but not so much in the non-important sections. Most of the material will not help you once you get your license and you start to actually work in the field of real estate. Reading all the words might cause you to get burnt out. Think about when you were in high school or college. Did you read every word in your textbooks? I'm quite sure that you didn't. I know I didn't read every word. I mean, that is what they made Cliff Notes for, correct? Yes, indeed. Speaking of not reading every word, this next step will help you get around having to read every single word in the book. Reading the summary will give you a great breakdown of what the chapter or the unit is about. Reading the summary thoroughly will help you pinpoint and remember the important stuff. Once you pinpoint the important things in the summary, you can go back and find that section in the book and read it all the way through. Find key vocabulary and memorize those terms as well. While you are reading the summary, make sure that you are taking notes or highlighting all the important phrases or keywords. Find these phrases or notes that you have written down and read that particular section in the exam book. It will give you more detailed explanation of what exactly is going on in that particular section. The next issue that I want to cover is prepping for the exam. If you do a Google search, you can find real estate exam test questions to help prep you for the exam. Do a lot, and I mean a lot of those questions, even if it's the same ones over and over. Do a lot of them. This will give you an idea of the test format and the types of questions that will be asked. A few weeks before the exam, make sure to hone in and study every possible question. Now that you have examples of what the test questions are going to look like, you can effectively practice each question. You will find that the exam questions are not your typical type of questions. For whatever reason, the developers of the test have a particular way of asking questions. They will ask questions, They will ask questions on the topics and concepts they feel are most important and recycle the questions over and over again. So it is best to really focus on the type of questions so that you can practice and expect what is to coming to you. Do practice tests every day, at least twice a day, 1 to 2 hours at a time. The last issue that is going to help you pass the real estate exam is not waiting to the last minute to start studying, or as we all know, cramming before the test. Although I only have my license in the state of Illinois, I feel very comfortable saying that every state exam has questions that are analytical, scenario-based, definition, and financial. Cramming the night before or week before is not only going to physically drain you out, but more mentally drain you out, and that's more important. If you are not rested up and ready to focus, the exam questions will be very confusing and tough. A lack of focus causes you to not think clearly. You will need a clear mind going into the exam. No stress, no worry, no tiredness. All you need to think about is real estate, real estate, real estate. If you know ahead of time what questions or types of questions that are going to be on the exam, you can practice the areas that you are weak in. Cramming will not allow enough time for you to work on improving your weak areas. In summary, you don't have to be the best student. You don't need to read every word cover to cover. And be sure to read all of the summaries and really hone in and think about what the exam might ask. And lastly, get a lot of exam test prep questions. Memorize the questions and memorize the answers. The biggest reason for failure on the real estate exam is simply not doing enough practice questions, trying to cram all the material in at once. Guys, make sure you study enough, you practice enough, you rest well, have a light and healthy breakfast, make sure that you are hydrated, and do the things that I mentioned in this particular video. I'm not going to lie, the real estate exam is really hard, but it's not a bad test at all. Study smart and use your time wisely, and you will do just fine. Listen, in the end, you are going to do great. I'm so happy that you have decided to take this journey into the real estate world that I love so much. If you found this video helpful, then leave a comment below. Give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All of my content is centered around real estate and helping realtors succeed. That's it for this video, guys. Be well, be safe, and let's go sell some houses.